What I love about New York is there's always something new and beautiful to look at, and I am in design in different facets, so I love to explore around the city and see how it can inspire my interiors.
Yeah, I'm in content with kind of a focus on the technology aspect. So tech is usually modern, cutting edge. That's where I draw upon that minimalist, modern look.
I would say my style is elevated classic. I try to always go for things that are really like sculptural, but with that little touch of something unique.
I think when you live in New York City, you're not really defined by the location. You can kind of go in so many different directions in design. There's endless possibilities of what you can do.
If you look at that one compared to, say, like all these modern ones,
The scale is incredible.
I love character and I love the little detailing. Personally, my favorite would be this building in the black.
we saw some brownstones that have, you know, the old facade, but like really modern windows on the inside. That's like one of my favorite looks.
Vanessa, you're in design too. I'd love to hear about some of the challenges you face.
There's a lot of times I feel like clients don't know what they want, and you have to be 3 steps ahead of them. You could do all the quote-unquote right choices, and then you see it all together and you're like, it just doesn't feel right.
It's funny, when I'm creating content, for some reason, that shot that you envision doesn't always come out right. It just doesn't have that right feel to it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just as simple as that. It's a feeling. Sometimes I don't even understand why it's not perfect yet. What I like about Monogram is that each 3 of the different collections kind of speak to a different design style. So you can kind of pick and choose between those collections to fit really nicely in those aesthetics.
I like that you can also mix and match the collections. If you wanted the range to be the focal point and do gorgeous brass knobs, and then you wanted a wall to just kind of blend in the back, then you could do the minimalist collection. It's really, the options are endless.
And you were in styling, right, before?
I was.
Do you ever draw parallels to lighting and accessories? I always think about that, like an outfit.
Yeah.
Accessories really finish the look and they're very individual.
I see a lot of your personal style in your interiors. It's very you. I like my looks to be very classic overall, but maybe with like a really interesting bag or a really interesting shoe or a piece of jewelry.
I like to keep it pretty minimal, like no logos, very like clean. But also, there are some nice details that I like I'm big into watches, for example.
Yeah.
So I feel like a watch can be such a nice statement piece.
Yeah, I think you can draw parallels to the way that fashion works. Like Monogram stoves could be a jewelry to a kitchen,
Totally.
kind of an anchoring piece in the space.
Yeah.
I look at this building with all the detail and that kind of reminds me a lot of the statement collection.
When you have 2 metals like this, mixing it in a space is much easier to do.
Obviously, touchscreens are great, but that interaction point right when you're holding something, everyone says like, oh, it's so nice to feel, so nice to touch.
Even down to the detail of the burner that has a 2-tone finish is just really unique. You don't see that often. Imagine you had one of the corner units.
That's more my vibe. Bruce Wayne, like the secret Batcave.
I think I would choose that Art Deco-y skinny one.
So we would all be neighbors. We could like wave to each other from like the windows. And be like, what's up? Ooh, this one's really nice here. These
so
curves.
pretty. Oh, wow.
I love Zaha Hadid. You can just see how she plays with form and movement.
So I think we've come to my favorite style. We've reached some modern architecture. You can see that there's barely any interruption in between the glass. It almost looks like one continuous look.
You can see how this building is just super clean, and I think that speaks to the minimalist collection too.
I don't know any other brand that doesn't have primarily the stainless steel showing, so that's what I really like about that collection.
Our house build, the kitchen was a very tough component, but what was so seamless was the integration of Monogram into our place. It obviously had that premium look, that modern aesthetic that we were going for, but I could also rely on the performance.
Yeah, I think because there's so many options, it always feels right and always fits. And you know, there's lots of different design challenges that I have when designing a kitchen, but every time I plug Monogram in, it just feels right.